Hello again. Let's play through some more levels that you guys have sent in my Discord server. Feel free to join. And yeah, let's just get into it. Alright, so the first level we will be checking out is called Beat That by Quablu, using Beat That by Shurban. Ooh. Nice complementary colors right off the bat. Perhaps the shader use is a little bit too strong. But the rest seems pretty cool so far. The gameplay was a little bit awkward in that spider part. Dude, these parts are so cool. I love this. Oh, I was almost the goat of sight reading right there. I love the energy that this level presents to the player. Pretty well executed. There's also like nice icon movement and like orbs and pads that represent the song very well. Like those little higher notes that the song has. Wow, that was awesome. Yeah, I think these first parts honestly could have either done with less, like, slightly weaker shaders, or repurposing the shaders for maybe just the background. I think putting those shaders on the background here would have been slightly better than having it like affect the entire screen. Because I don't really see how these strong shaders fit, personally. But yeah, this level has very, very good ideas. Especially this drop. The energy conveyed in this drop is magnificent. I love this. Very nice sight-readable duel as well, considering it's, you know, asymmetrical and all that. There's a lot of different ideas in this level as well that I noticed. But it kind of all comes together in this really like chaotic but upbeat fashion, which is pretty cool. Yeah, this was awesome. I really only do have complaints about the pre-drop and like the shaders. So I think I'm going to send this for epic, because I think the drop was executed incredibly well. So, nice job. Up next, we have a platformer level, Jaunty Genington by Cubentum, using Advancer by Waterflame. Ooh, okay. Immediately we have this type of auto-scrolling level. Ooh, what happened there? Okay, I think that little water part could have been telegraphed slightly better, because it can feel slightly unfair. I do like having to... Oh, that was a bit awkward. I do like having to use the momentum from jump orbs to reach certain parts, or instead just... Ooh. Yeah, there's some very awkward gameplay moments in this level for sure. If you are a spider and you jump into the, you know, the water, it doesn't really make sense why you would have to click like at the bottom of the gap. It just feels a bit unintuitive. I also wish that you had slightly more time to execute some of these things, because a player might feel that, you know, it's a little bit unfair if they've gotten this far and they just can't beat the level because the walls are way too close. I talked a lot on the gameplay, but I didn't actually talk about the visuals that much. So this level obviously uses some pixel blocks. Well, not some. This level mainly just uses pixel blocks. I wish it did a little bit more with these pixel blocks because on their own they look a little bit bland in my eyes. Like I feel like having some. Oh, okay. That timing was a little bit weird. I feel like these could at least have some more movements. There could be like a moving element or something like that. Because on their own, the visuals look a bit too incomplete, if that makes sense. Like just pixel blocks as the base, and it doesn't really do anything else. Definitely could use more. I think even some color variation could have helped this level a lot more. For its short length and lack of variety, I don't think I'm gonna send this, but the idea in itself with the water physics is very cool, and I just wish you expanded upon the visuals a little bit more because it looks a little bit too basic. So the next level we will be playing is The Sky Below by IRSX using Skyline by Lucevasse. Very atmospheric to start off. I love the art. The colors are also very nice. Lovely little nighttime vibe going on. And the base blocks that are very simple in nature. It's just like the brick blocks and some shading. They actually look very good. Again, simplicity done right, in my opinion. What I will say is that I'm not a fan of the random swapping of gravity, because there really is no indication. Yeah, like you see, there the gravity was way lower, and now it goes back to normal. So I'm not really a fan of untelegraphed gravity changes like that. Yeah, this is very simple, but I do think this kind of goes hard. I have a recommendation as well for the background. So you have 3 layers of clouds here, but you can kind of clearly tell that it's the exact same layer copy pasted. What I would recommend is you make your first layer of clouds, and when you go to copy paste, maybe warp the actual curves a little bit, make them slightly smoother, and just have that slight variety in each layer. Because it doesn't actually take much effort, but it helps a lot when you put it all together, because currently it doesn't necessarily ruin the immersion that the level has, but you can clearly tell that it's the exact same layer. This part's looking very good as well. However, I'm not a fan of text telling you what to do with the gameplay, because if you need to use text to tell the player what to do in your level, then you simply just should have made better gameplay. That's my, I guess, hot take. I don't know if it's that hot of a take even. But yeah, not really a fan of the text telling you what to do. Atmosphere in this level is awesome. I don't know how I felt about those lightning strike sound effects as well, but that's just my overall opinion on sound effects in classic levels. I personally don't think they really work, considering what a classic level is. This ending has a very nice atmosphere as well. I like the dots that fade in, fade out in the background a lot. Although, should it have been like 40% of the entire level? Well, including, I guess it's technically not 40% because the level, oddly enough, ends at 85%. But I think this should have been developed a little bit more. Like overall, I do think that what this level is trying to do is awesome, and barring, by the way, this little like statue thing, if you only added slight 3D to this entire thing, it would be perfect. Like, it's awesome to begin with, but it would be even better. But yeah, barring some of the like mistakes that have happened and that have been made in this level, rather, I still think this is pretty good. There are definitely improvements that can be made to this level off rip. Overall, very nice world building. I like how the same clouds that you go through are then immediately used as the bottom half of the screen. It kind of reminds me of one of my levels that I made last year, Evenfall. I also tried to utilize that sort of cloud gimmick, and I love when people do something similar, because I feel like it's a fairly underutilized idea. Yeah, that transition, I will say, is a little bit too sudden for my liking, especially because, you know, you just burst through the clouds, there's some effect going on, can't really see your icon that well, and then you get thrown into some quite tricky jumps compared to the rest of the level's difficulty. The main thing really dragging this level down is its gameplay, I would say, because visually this level achieves a lot of great things, but the gameplay just doesn't hold up the same. Yeah, this part's probably my favorite part, aside from the text telling you what to do. Ooh. Even if you buffer... I buffered just now, and yeah, I buffered and I still died. Yeah, the gameplay needs a lot more work, I'm now realizing. I also just wish that the ending didn't take up this long. Like, I wish it kind of went back to the perhaps like the visuals in the very start. And while this idea is good, I feel like it takes up a little bit too much of the level, considering the gameplay itself is also just jumping over spikes. I think this level is still pretty nice. And although the gameplay does have issues, I will still send it for feature, I think. I'm thinking between star rate and feature. Star rate mostly because of the gameplay. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go for star rate, because the gameplay can be improved in this level. Like, this level can be updated and improved. So, star rate for now from me. But still, visual ideas are very awesome. Yeah, cool level. The next level we will be checking out is In My Dreams by Cerulean, using Dreams by Lost Sky. Very cool designs off the bat. I like the use of the scaled down blocks that compose like the inside of the structures. Perhaps it would have been cool to have some of these blocks be just the normal one-time scaled ones to add a little bit more variation within the blocks, but that's more of a nitpick, if anything. Ooh. I like how the default bricks are used in this part. And I also like the custom borders on the top and bottom that move out. I think that's a pretty good touch. Yeah, see, in this part, we do have like these different scaled blocks filling the structure, and I think it kind of shows how well this type of idea could improve a block design. Definitely pretty cool so far. Ooh, wait. That transition is awesome. Okay, the gameplay seems a little bit unintuitive in that part. In this part is actually pretty nice, but my main advice would probably be to tone down the actual main color, because you enter the part and you get hit by a very, very saturated and bright color, and I think it's a little bit too saturated and bright. That's a good transition, but those spikes in the pink part around this area kind of tell the player to jump, and if you jump, you kind of just die to those spikes. So I think telegraphing that transition a bit better would definitely benefit the level. Ooh. I like this part a lot. I think this type of like saturation would have been perfect for the pink part, the previous pink part as well. I like how alive the level also feels, even though not many of the structures themselves actually move. Definitely very well made with the pulsing and, for example, the particles. I forgot the name. The particle effects as well. They really help liven up the level without actually having that many block movements. And also, going back, this transition is very nice. It catches you off guard, but it's also not a blind transition. So, very good job on that. I don't know how I feel about the blue in the background, but definitely a pretty cool ending. I think overall this level flows pretty well, and the main thing really dragging it down is just the color use at the drop, and then a very, very few gameplay instances as well that are unintuitive. Like this black orb is kind of weird because you need to wait a little bit before you hit it, but since as you hold in with the ship, it automatically buffers the input and you die to the spike. And I think that's a little bit unfair towards the player. And yeah, the colors could just be less saturated in this part. Like in this part. Like the colors are really nice here. I like how well this level works with the song. The designs are very simple for the most part, but it kind of builds its own unique atmosphere. I'll definitely be sending this. Yeah, that was a nice level. Although there are some issues here and there, I think I'll still stick with my initial opinion of a feature rating. So yeah, nice job. The final level we will be checking out today is Urban Street by Moonix37, using Stylish Stick Up by Extravaganza. Put on the air. I see. Interesting gimmick. The visuals are pretty cool. Quite simplistic, but I feel like it works. Nice little gimmick. with the timed pads. Oh, this is where the gimmick comes into play. That's cool. I like this. And I like how the moment it teaches you a... Is that McDonald's? I like how this level is very fair with its checkpoint use as well. Because it teaches you a new gimmick, and you immediately get a checkpoint as well, so you don't lose all that progress. So definitely good job on that. Yeah, I think this is pretty nice. Another free coin. That, I'm not going anywhere near that. I will say it's kind of hard to coyote jump, do like coyote timings with this gimmick. That guy died. Oh, interesting. Okay, so that's the entire level. I think the actual level design was pretty good, gameplay wise as well. Very good with the checkpoint placements, with like the new mechanics and everything. I think that's pretty good. I think overall the visuals are pretty nice. Just a city, like rooftops and whatnot. You could say it's a little bit repetitive, but at the same time I feel like it's one single environment. There's like a variety of buildings and other elements to help with the world building. So I think it's completely fine. I like how with this short length you fit in like a pretty decent story as well. For what it is, I think it's pretty good. Like all these different advertisements and everything. Just very cool. And adds character to the level as well. It's very fun to play as well. And I also like how the shooting stuff is actually utilized. It's not just a one-time thing, if that makes sense, right? Although what I do wish that I think this level lacks is maybe like a small little boss fight that utilizes all of these mechanics against that guy who stole the gem, because I do feel like the ending is a little bit anticlimactic, personally. But other than that, I think this level is really good. It has a lot of downloads, and it's released 3 months ago. I really hope this gets rated. I'm going to be sending it for I think a feature rating. I feel like if there was a boss fight that utilized the different mechanics at the end, I think I would have maybe even sent it for epic, but I think feature is more than fine. So yeah, hopefully this gets rated soon. Good level. I have managed to get out 2 uploads in 2 days, which is unheard of. And I will try to be more consistent with these level request videos. Please like, subscribe to stay in touch with the new content I upload. And if you have any other ideas to what videos I should do in the future, then leave a comment down below. I'm open for any suggestions. So, thank you everyone, and goodbye.